drawing inspiration from Floyd Mayweather.
Or
40. Dress your age. I mean, he has Brandon Cooks, which I think is the best long, deep weapon besides Gronk, because Gronk is just not fair. Gronk can do whatever he wants to do on the field. But like the actual like deep wide receiver threat since he had Randy Moss. And I think that's something he has to kind of get used to again, because he's had Julian Edelman and Wes Welker and Danny Amendola.
Just all these slot guys.
Yeah, all these slot guys who, run, slants and in routes, and he can go over the middle. I mean, we saw Julian Edelman make that just insane juggling catch in the Super Bowl, which, was pretty far down the field.
And basically won them the game.
Yeah.
You could argue.
But then, I mean, what the Patriots, we talked about this earlier with Andy Reid, with how Andy Reid is able to adapt to the personnel that he has. Bill Belichick is the master of that. I mean, 2 years ago, no one knew who Dion Lewis was, and all of a sudden he had like 2 back-to-back 100-plus yard games, and everyone's like, oh my God, he's going to be the guy. And then he got hurt. But then they have James White is
I was just
like he is like a receiving wonderkind who like he's able to get like 10 catches a game if they want to. I mean, he had 8 catches and 85 yards last game against New Orleans. And he like it's like they find guys who don't really mind if they're not. Let me put it this way. They find guys who are not Adrian Peterson, who do not say, I did not come here for 9 snaps. They don't care if they get 9 snaps. They just want to do what is best for the team in the snaps they have, so they can have Dion Lewis, James White, Rex Burkhead, and Mike Gillislee all in the backfield, and they can all produce when they come in, and they can all do different things. I mean, and it's not as much like we said about the Atlanta Falcons, where they need Tevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman to kind of mimic each other, so as we're not thinking, oh, well, Devontae Freeman's in, it's going to be a run, Tevin Coleman's in, it's going to be a pass. The Patriots, they don't really need to disguise that. Like, if James White's coming in, most likely they're not going to give him the ball for a run. They're going to do a pass. Mike Gillislee, he's going to pound the ball. But it doesn't really matter because they scheme so well, and these guys they got fit so well in what they have. It's to me, and they have Dwayne Allen, who was a very quality tight end for a few years, and he hasn't even got a catch yet. I think that's a guy who can very easily step in if Gronk's hurt or be a number 2 weapon out of the tight end. I would be very surprised if they're not one of the top 5 offenses again, even with Tom Brady being 40. But their defense, I'm concerned about their defense.
Yeah, when Alex Smith can torch you like Alex Smith torched them,
hey,
there's
MVP.
There's room for concern. I did, however, just make an incredible trade in fantasy football that I'd like to tell you about.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure my roommate Daniel was listening tonight. I don't know if he still is, but he's the one who I made the trade with. And so I have Derek Carr starting quarterback, and I'm keeping him forever because I love to watch the guy, and that just has an excuse.
Yes.
Deep down on my bench, I had Alex Smith, who, yes, is having an incredible year, but it's historically not a good fantasy option for quarterback.
Yeah.
He was starting Kirk Cousins. He had Gillislee on his bench, and I had 0 strength in my running back core, so I shot him a little text and said, hey, Alex Smith for Gillislee, just let me know what you think. And it happened, and then the commissioner called him out the next day and said it was the stupidest trade he's ever made, but I'm happy because now I have a strong running back core. I have Adam Thielen, Julio Jones, and one other awesome receiver.
Why did you name Adam Thielen first?
Because Adam Thielen is going to be a god this year when Sam Bradford's healthy.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure it's not Stephon Diggs?
No,
who had 2 touchdowns in the first game?
Okay, yes, he did. But guess who's led the entire NFL over the last 14 games in receiving yards? Look it up because it's true, sir. Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
I really love Adam Thielen, and I love the Sam Bradford-Adam Thielen connection. And if I would have known Sam Bradford wasn't going to play last week, I wouldn't have played Thielen.
Well, once Teddy Bridgewater comes in and takes that job right back from him, they're going to kick Adam Thielen right out of that starting lineup.
I really don't.
It's going to be Stephon Diggs, baby.
I think there's been a connection made.
Stephon Diggs on my fantasy team as well.
Well, good for you.
Thank you.
I have seen a connection made, and I think a star was born in Adam Thielen. And I think he's going to continue to do really good things with that offense, who the Vikings are a little underrated.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with Sam Bradford being hurt, it wasn't a super surprise that they lost last game. But they played, I was surprised at how well they played in week 1. I mean, yeah, it's like Sam Bradford, that might have been his best game as a pro. I mean, and we've been, he's been in the league for 10 years now. and he's never lived up to the number 1 overall hype. And unless he's MVP at some point in his career, he never really will. But I think they finally have enough quality receivers around him to give him what he needs. And with Thielen and Stephon Diggs, they're ready to go.
All right, we are going to take one more break. When we come back, college football, boxing on the docket. I'm going to stick with the Aerosmith thing because I'm digging them tonight. Here's some Sweet Emotion. Take us out. And we're back in studio, live on the Central Coast. Instead of playing my little dinky Tropical House commercial, I'm just going to say it out loud. We are looking for sponsors right now on the Central Coast, or not on the Central Coast,
anywhere.
You can hear this podcast anywhere, so we can sell it anywhere. The clutch1280 at gmail.com is probably the second best way to get in touch with us. The best way is through Alex Twitter. What's that?
At Alex Klepper, Clupper.
Super easy, super sexy. It's just easy. Okay, we're getting too far. And also our Facebook page, which is up and running as of today.
Yes.
What's the name of it? Central Coast?
Just search the Clutch.
The Clutch Central Coast is the @name of it. But yeah, if you search the Clutch,
I'm going on to Facebook. They better give us money for shouting them out. I'm sure Mark Zuckerberg, whatever his name is.
The owner of Wahlburgers in Vegas?
Yeah. See, if you just search the Clutch, it pops up as the Clutch. You don't. If you want to type in at the Clutch Central Coast, go ahead. But if you just search the Clutch, you'll find it.
The nice thing is, advertisers, we're cheap.
We're super cheap. Yeah,
we're cool guys, as you can hear by the show.
Hip. So you know words like radical.
If we don't knock on your door in the next couple of days, just knock on our Twitter feed, and we'll try to make something happen.
Although we'll definitely be knocking on your door, your personal residence, and it'll be early in the morning too. So you have to give us money.
I'm thinking 5 a.m. All right.
That's our last call.
We're going to talk some college football, specifically some USC Texas, because I got a text from Alex Klepper in the middle of the Canelo Triple G fight, which we'll also talk about a little bit later.
Woo! Yeah.
Saying, oh my gosh, are you watching college football right now? And so I immediately turned on 2 screens so I could watch the fight and college football because that Texas USC game was a doozy.
It was a doozy.
So, in my opinion, Texas just outplayed the crap out of USC. Texas had a phenomenal game against one of the quote-unquote best teams in the country, and I think that's a stretch, calling them the best team in the country, but I think calling their quarterback the best quarterback in the country is nowhere near a stretch. I think that is perfectly valid. I think if the roles were reversed and Sam Darnold was on Texas, they win that game by 2 touchdowns.
Possibly. See, I know everyone is hyping up the pair of Los Angeles quarterbacks in Sam nickname Hey Darnold. Hey Darnold.
I like that one.
Thank you.
And
Josh
politically
Rosen.
outspoken.
Yes. We'll figure out a name for Mr. Rosen.
I like politically outspoken Mr. Rosen.
Hello, I'm politically outspoken Mr. Rosen.
He's if he doesn't become a good NFL quarterback, he's probably going to find himself in some sort of house that's tall and white.
Yes, probably. He might even do that still.
Yep.
And maybe Sam Hey Darnold will be his VP.
No, Sam Darnold's an NFL quarterback, and you heard it here first. And he's going to be a good one, I think.
See, I'm still not 100% convinced.
You heard what I said about USC last week. Oh, this team leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Yes.
And I can't be a fan. I was rooting for Texas that entire game.
Yeah.
And as much as I can not be a fan of the program, I can be a fan of Sam Darnold.
Program. Through 2 games, 397 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Don't give me stats.
57% completion percentage.
I don't like stats, but what I do like is
You know what? He barely won.
Clutch
Actually,
performing.
sorry. That was his first game.
If I'm giving my
He's sorry. Go ahead.
If I'm giving my clutch moment of the week, which we're going to make some cool sound effects and stuff.
At some point.
It's going to Sam Darnold for his last drive of the game. This is all I watched was the last drive of the game, the first overtime,
You're
and the second
welcome,
overtime.
by the way.
And that was because of you. I got an update on my phone saying close game alert, upset alert, whatever. I didn't really think much of it.
Once you get the text from the clubster,
well, you were sitting in here studio probably
Alex the
killing
upper
yourself because you
clupper
couldn't
telling
watch
you
the
what's
fight.
up. Yeah.
But so I went and immediately started watching, and that last drive and the 2 overtime drives, that guy looked calm as a cucumber. Is that the phrase?
Sure.
And he looked like an NFL-ready quarterback. And that jump pass, that Tebow-esque pass,
that was cool.
That was a 30-yard pass. What?
I do like that.
And that was jumping. And so Colin Cowherd on his show this morning, I listened to it, said, go outside and try to do a jump pass 30 yards and try to be somewhat accurate. So I walked out to my backyard and I grabbed our basically deflated football from the far corner of our fence.
Yeah.
And I got down to crouch and I said, hut, blue 42, hike.
I'm glad you went through motions
3-step
like
drop.
that. Yeah.
Looked around.
3-step. Come on.
People were
rushers
crashing on
coming.
me. People were crashing. I was
Yeah.
And then I took 2 steps up.
You jumped.
Thought I was going to run. Pulled back. Jumped. Tried to throw it. It almost broke a window.
I was going to say, I really hope you blew out your knee jumping and doing all that.
I probably could have.
Yeah.
Because I'm not Sam Darnold. And I don't think that there's an NFL quarterback that can make that throw right now.
Oh, come on.
Honestly. Do you think Tom Brady can make that throw?
No, but Tom Brady's cemented to the ground.
Okay, so maybe Cam Newton, maybe Carson Wentz, maybe some of the young guys can make those throws.
But Alex Smith can make the throw.
I don't think Alex Smith can make that throw. I don't think he'd be confident enough to make that throw. Have you seen Alex Smith in the pocket? He looks like he just wants to get rid of the ball, and I like Alex Smith.
Marcus Mariota?
He could make that throw.
Yeah.
There's a handful of guys, is what I'm saying. Especially in a pressure situation where you're about to lose to an unranked team.
You know who could definitely make that throw?
Who?
Deshaun Watson. You know who could definitely make that throw? Lamar Jackson.
Can they make that throw in the final seconds of a game where if you don't make that throw, you lose to an unranked team?
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to invite all these guys over to the Clutch Studios, and we're going to have a tryout and see who can do that. It'll be great.
I'm just saying, with my athletic prowess,
Deshaun
like it or
Kaiser.
not, Alex, this body, this is the peak of athletical fitness right here.
That's true. You're choosing to put aside your pro prospects, which are numerous. And
guess what? We're radio. No one can see me.
And, I mean, you have a standing offer, if I do so believe, to be the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers.
Well, I probably could do it.
I mean, hey, you don't have much competition at this point. Okay, so I will not go on here and say that I am confident that Sam Darnold is not going to be a successful starting quarterback in the NFL? Because I'm not sure. But the thing is that I'm not sure about is that he will be. Like, he's still in that gray area for me. If I had to put my